Hi, I am Arib. You are watching my YouTube channel. Components of substation. Definition of an electrical substation. This is an EHV substation example extra high voltage electrical substation. There are many types of electrical substations. Based on their applications and their voltage levels, an electrical substation is the part of a power system in which the voltage is transformed for transmission and distribution purposes. Also, there are some switching substations used for load switching. Main components of an electrical substation. Power transformers. Power transformers are used to step up or step down the voltage of electric power. This is generally the costliest equipment of substations. Circuit breakers. The function of a circuit breaker is to make or break contact between two power terminals. Circuit breakers connect and disconnect to power terminals swiftly without an arc. Mainly it isolates the faulty part of the power system to avoid damage to the healthy part. Hence, faulty part gets isolated and the rest of the system continues to work just fine. Its operation time is in milli-microseconds. Imagine, if circuit breakers were not there, the whole power system would collapse every time, even for minor faults in the system. Hence, circuit breaker plays a very important role in the power system. Current transformers. A current transformer, also called CT, is a type of transformer which transforms the current level. These are relatively very small in size as compared to power transformers. The main function of the current transformer is to bring down the current level of power system suitable to measure. These are used for protection and measurement purpose. It is impractical to measure the high current directly. Measurement instruments such as relays and meters, being delicate, will not withstand such a huge amount of current. Potential transformers. A potential transformer, also called PT, is a type of transformer which transforms voltage levels. These are relatively very small in size as compared to power transformers and almost of the same size compared to CTs. Same as in the case of the CTs, it is impractical to measure the high-level voltage of the power system. Hence, PTs are used to bring down voltage levels for measurement. Like CTs, these are also used for protection and measurement purpose. Isolators. These are generally located next to the circuit breaker. The function of an isolator is to isolate the required part of the system. That is to separate faulty parts from the healthy ones, also to carry out maintenance work. The basic difference between circuit breaker and isolator is that breaker is meant for online operation, example charged circuits, whereas isolators are only for offline operations. Different bus bar schemes in electrical substations. Single bus system. This is the most basic and simple bus bar system. In this type, all incoming and outgoing bays such as lines, transformers and feeders are directly connected to a single bus. Single bus with bus sectionalizer system. This is a single bus system with additional circuit breaker and isolators, making two different sections of bus, hence called a single bus. Main and transfer bus system. There are two buses, one main bus and the other transfer bus, also called an auxiliary bus. Each bay or equipment such as line and transformer are connected to both the buses, to main bus through circuit breaker and isolators, and to transfer bus through auxiliary isolator only. These two buses are connected by circuit breaker, isolators, bus coupler, and this bay is called transfer bus coupler TBC bay. In normal conditions, the load of all bays is on the main bus, and the transfer bus is in standby mode, which means auxiliary isolators are open. Also, TBC-bay circuit breaker and isolators are open. So this is a normal condition. The double breaker bus systems, as the name says, there are two bus bars, bus 1 and bus 2, each bay or equipment such as a line or a transformer is connected to both the buses through breaker and isolators to each bus. This means each bay has two breakers for bus 1 and bus 2, hence this is called a double breaker bus system. In normal conditions, both the buses are charged. Double breaker bus system with a bus sectionalize, as the name says, this is nothing but a double breaker bus system with the addition of a bus sectionalizer to one of the buses. 1.5 breaker bus system, there are two buses, bus 1 and bus 2. Respective bays are connected to bus 1 and bus 2. Line 1 and transformer 1 are connected to bus 1 through breaker and isolators. Line 2 and transformer 2 are connected to bus 2 through breaker and isolators. However, as we can see, transformer 1 and transformer 2 are connected through breaker called a tiebreaker and isolators. Hence each bay is fed through its breaker and tiebreaker by both buses. This means both buses are charged and are in parallel through a tiebreaker. This is the normal condition. Double bus system with bypass isolators. This is nothing but a main and transfer bus system with the addition of bypass isolators to each bay. In normal conditions, we can see the load is on the main bus with bypass isolators open. Ring-man bus system. This is an improvised version of sectionalized bus bar system. Sectionalized bus bar ends are connected with another bus bar with bus couplers to form a closed loop. Hence called as ring-main bus system. And on the loop different incoming and outgoing circuits are connected, such as line 1 with its breaker and isolators, similarly line 2, transformer 1, transformer 2, feeder 1, feeder 2 with their respective breakers and isolators. Mesh bus system. In this type breakers are connected with the mesh formation of the bus. As we can see, bays are connected to node points of mesh. Here line 1, line 2, transformer 1, transformer 2, feeder 1, 2, 3 and 4 are connected to node points. That means 8 bays are controlled by 4 circuit breakers. This system is used in the substation with a large number of circuits. Lightning arresters, lightning arrest is also called surge arresters, are used for the protection of equipment from high voltage surges. High voltage surge occurs due to lightning, switching operations, and power surges. Lightning arresters prevents the flow of the normal power currents to the ground, but provides a path for high voltage surges, saving equipment. Wave trap, wave traps, also called line trap, are cylinder-like structures connected to a high voltage AC transmission power line. These are used for communication purposes. That is to separate high-frequency communication signals from low-frequency power signals. Control room, as the name says, the control room is the place where all controlling activities of the substation take place. All important activities such as power flow monitoring and necessary operations are carried out in the control room. SCADA, relay, and control panels are placed in the control room. Earthing mesh. There is earthing mesh consisting of horizontal buried conductors. Functions of earthing mesh are to provide grounding connection to substation equipment and non-current carrying objects, to discharge charge between phase and ground using earthing switches, and to ensure safety against electrical shock, etc. High mast tower. There are high mast towers for switch yard lighting. DC power supply system. Main components of DC supply system, that is battery bank, charger and DCDB, called as DC distribution board. DC supply system has a very important role of keeping substation's brain on. Meaning all modern numerical protection relays, closing tripping coils, alarms, hooters, indications communications devices are powered by DC. Also some energy meters are powered by DC. Hence DC supply system keeps all the protection, communication, control and measurement devices running in substation.